Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to be comparing two different bags, the Timbuk2 Command and the Timbuk2 Uptown bags. And I've seen a lot of reviews for each of these individual bags, but they seem pretty similar to me. Slight differences in aesthetics, but they seem very, very close. So I was very curious as to how they compared to each other for use as a kind of a travel bag or even just a daily carry bag. That's kind of one of the things that I really liked about both of these bags is that they're big enough to hold clothes and all the things you might need for a quick trip, but they're also not so bulky and cumbersome that you wouldn't be able to walk around the city or just use them as your daily bag for work or something like that. So, I wanted to just go ahead and touch upon some of the similarities, some of the differences, and just compare the two bags so that anybody that has been curious between these two can make an informed decision. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the Timbuk2 Command and the Timbuk2 Uptown. So as I mentioned, these two bags are pretty similar. There are some differences, which is why I thought it would be really helpful to do a comparison. But to start the review off, I'm just going to start off with some of the things that are really similar between the two bags. So I'm going to start from the back. So both of these bags feature these really comfortable straps. The customary Timbuk2 straps. They have a included bottle opener on the strap. They have adjustable and removable sternum straps. Very nicely padded. They move. They're very comfortable, and it's very easy to wear around the city. And then on top of that, they both have this very comfortable padding on the back. You see this padded back panel on both of them. And this panel is actually housing one of my favorite features of both of the bags, which is that these both have a TSA-friendly laptop compartment. So what that means is that they both actually zip all the way open, and you can lay these down flat on the security screening area so that when you're going through the TSA, you don't actually have to take the laptop out and put it onto a separate security bin and then put it back in afterwards. So this is really one of my favorite features, and it makes it really friendly for travel. Both of these have a similar padding. The compartment is pretty similar. They both have this kind of strap closure to keep them secure, and they both can hold around a 15-inch MacBook laptop, I would say. 15-inch laptop for sure. I put in a 13-inch MacBook Air into each of these just to showcase what the size might look like. They also both have a protected area here. This is padded and it has a nice lining where you could put a tablet, and it's pretty large, so as you can see, you could definitely put in a full-size iPad or maybe even an iPad Pro, the large version, on both sides. And so the only difference in the laptop compartments is in the way they lay open. So for the Command backpack, you unzip here and it goes all the way around, and then you open it almost like a suitcase. For the Uptown backpack, the zippers come down each side and you lay it down flat. So it's only a small difference. It just matters what your preference is, but they're both very effective and you can go through security screenings no problem. So this is a really awesome feature of both bags. Going over a few more similarities on the outside of the bag, they both have a water bottle holder on the side, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of water bottles. You can also use this to hold an umbrella or something like that. So it's really convenient that they have that. They also seem to be very well equipped to handle the weather. The materials seem a little bit different, but both seem very weatherproof, and most importantly, the zippers seem to be pretty weather resistant on both bags, in all the pockets, and even the pockets that are inside the pockets have the same kind of protective coating on the zippers to help keep water out of your delicate items. In addition to being able to carry the backpacks by their backpack straps, both of them also have a side handle so that you can carry it as a briefcase if you're going into a meeting or if you just don't feel like wearing it on your back. So that's a nice addition as well. So continuing on with the similarities, one thing that they both have very similar is their main compartment. So they both feature one extra large compartment that lays pretty flat, and I was shocked at how much I was actually able to fit into each of these compartments. So as you'll see here, what I've done is I've used my same packing cube style that I've used in the past couple videos that I've done for travel bags. So the same thing I did for the Tractor duffel, the same thing I did for the Via backpack, and the same thing I did for the Jet backpack. So basically I just stuff my packing cubes with as much as I would want for about 4 to 5 days of travel, and just see if I can fit it in here. And I was shocked. They hold almost as much as I was able to fit into the duffel bag, which is really surprising. So for both of these bags, I'm fairly certain that I could easily travel for a weekend away, maybe in a week with a little bit of creativity. But it's also a great bag that won't look too bulky if you're going to empty it out when you get to your location and then just take it into a boardroom or something. So that's really nice. And as I mentioned, both of these pockets are pretty similar. The main disadvantage on the Uptown, I would say, is that it doesn't open up quite as flat. So it would make it a little bit easier to see the bottom, but the amount of space that they can hold is exactly the same. So that's only a minor gripe. So those were the main similarities of the bags. So now let's get into some of the smaller differences. So both of these bags feature a lot of organizational options, which is great, but there are some slight differences in how they implement that. The first thing I'm going to say is the Uptown bag I actually found to be able to hold a little bit more. As you can see here in this part of the video, I actually was able to fit an extra packing cube into the kind of mid-organizational compartment of the Uptown backpack. This pocket has a lot of cool different pockets that you can use for your laptop charger or your mouse, your sunglasses, and just in general for bigger items. But if I was looking to just squeeze a little bit more space out of the traveling, I would be able to actually put a full packing cube in here or even put a pair of shoes or something. And so this is one extra pocket that the Command backpack actually doesn't have. The Command actually incorporates this larger compartment and this smaller accessory pocket that the Uptown has into one pocket. So I'm going to show both of those in a second, but I just wanted to clarify that the Uptown does have a little bit more space to hold stuff. On the front of the bags, one of the first differences you'll notice is that the Command backpack actually has compression straps on the bottom, as you can see here. So these are really nice to have just so that you can slim your bag down a little bit more if you're wearing it empty. You can also put an umbrella here, strap a yoga mat, or sweater. So it gives you a little bit more configurability in how you want to carry your stuff, and that's always nice to have. As you can see here, the Uptown doesn't have that, but this allows it to open up flatter so that you can lay it down, and it just gives it kind of a cleaner, more professional look, I would say. As far as pockets on the front of the bag, the main difference here is their front pockets. So the Uptown has this pocket here, which is great for just having quick access to your wallet or a notebook. I personally like to put my tablet in here. It's one of the things I grab a lot, especially when I'm traveling. I don't want to unzip my whole laptop compartment in the back just to get my tablet out, so I'll usually put it here, and it fits nicely. The only problem is this is not very padded, so your tablet won't be very protected, but it is easy to access, so you can kind of weigh the pros and cons there. On the Command backpack, it has one similar front pocket. It's a little bit bigger, I would say. So it opens from the side as well, and it goes all the way to the bottom. This is where I would put my tablet in this backpack as well. This one I like because it's a little bit more padded. It's still not completely protected, as this backpack also has a ability sleeve where the laptop would be. But I like to put it in the front just because it's more quickly accessible in this one as well. And as I mentioned, the pocket on the Command is just a little bit more padded, so I feel a little less apprehensive putting my tablet in here than I would in the Uptown backpack. So both backpacks feature a compartment for your delicate items that has a felt lining. So the way the Command implements that is here at the top, there's a zipper with a nice little covering over the zipper opening to protect from the water. But so this is kind of a smaller pocket where you could put your sunglasses, your reading glasses. I just have a bunch of chargers and USBs and kind of random small items that I use on a daily basis. And this is felt lined though, so you can put in something delicate as well. And that kind of hangs out here near the top. The Uptown bag has a similar pocket. It's implemented a little differently, so this sits on the very top of the bag. It's a little bit deeper than the other pocket. This pocket, as you can see, it reaches down. The pocket on the Command bag, it reaches down only to about here, so it is almost exactly the size of a sunglasses case. Whereas the Uptown pocket here, it goes in a little bit deeper, and it also has the felt lining. But they're both used for about the exact same stuff. Again, I would put just small accessories that I would use on a daily basis, an external battery, maybe my sunglasses or my phone. So very similar pockets, just implemented a little bit differently. So moving on to what I would call the middle pouches of each of the bags. They both have kind of a separate compartment from the large main compartment where you would put your clothes. They have a medium-sized compartment where you could put accessories with additional organizational options. So as I mentioned earlier, the Uptown bag has the same compartment as the Command bag, but in addition, they have a separate smaller compartment, which I'll show in a second. So just keep that in mind as you're comparing the two bags. So in this pocket, they both have kind of a zipper pocket near the top internally. This is somewhere where you could separate out. I put my sunglasses case in here sometimes. Sometimes I'll put external batteries or some keys, just something you want to keep separate. And then here on the Uptown bag, it has a similar pocket. The main difference is that it's actually kind of a stretchier mesh material. So that's pretty nice. If you have something in there that's a little bit bulkier, it'll stretch with it. And then just finishing up here on the Uptown bag, it has two slip pockets here that are convenient for your laptop charger, for a power brick, for you can put a keyboard all the way in here. This is a very deep pocket. You can put your mouse in, and it's just got a ton of space and a lot of flexibility on how you can organize. And so the command bag goes about as deep. They're about the same size as far as depth for that mid pocket. The main difference is that, as you can see on the Uptown bag, on this flap, there's no organizational options. They've actually been moved to a separate pocket on the front. The command kind of combines these two areas, so it has the accessories on one side of the flap, and it has enough space to put stuff inside the actual pocket. So it's kind of two combined into one. I guess this makes the bag a little bit slimmer when it's filled up, but so it will depend on, so which bag you prefer will depend on how many organizational options you want, how separate you want to keep your stuff, and if you want that little bit of extra space that the Uptown offers. So on the flap in the command bag, as you can see here, so here's the front, here's the flap. On the flap, you have a few different things that you can use to organize. You have some slip pockets here. You could put an external battery or a mouse, and then it has some pockets for pens, and another zipper pocket where you could just put even more accessories. There's so many pockets here, I don't even know what to put in all of them. So all those organizational pockets and kind of pen holders that you saw on the flap of the command bag are actually in a separate pocket here in the Uptown bag. So this is the pocket closest to the front besides this zipper pocket. And this has, as the other bag had, a few slip pockets for smaller accessories such as an external battery or a mouse, a fidget spinner. Those seem to be popular nowadays. And then it has a few different slots for pens, and then a zipper pocket as well where you could put your wallet or something a little bit more delicate that you want to keep separate. So tons of organizational options here as well. As you can see, this pocket is fairly deep, so you can even put a tablet in here as well if you needed to, or maybe your toiletry kit if you're traveling, it would fit in there nicely as well. There's a lot of different ways for you to organize your stuff and just find ways to pack that'll fit your style the best. So overall, I thought these two bags were both awesome. I was really impressed with how much you could actually hold on them, how slim they were when they were empty, and how good they were for pretty much any purpose that you could think of. I would definitely use either one of these as my daily bag, just to hold everything I carry on a daily basis to work or around the city. And it would be great for a quick work trip or just a weekend away. And on top of that, they do a great job of implementing TSA appropriate laptop sleeve. So they really thought of everything when they designed these two bags, and they are very similar, but it's really nice that they have two options that would work well for people of different styles. As you can see from the two bags, I believe the Uptown is a little bit more traditional looking and maybe a little bit more professional if you're looking for something that's more work oriented, and I feel like the Command is still appropriate to take into the office, but to me it looks like it has more of an urban feel, something to wear around the city, something that's good for cycling or exploring. So just slightly different looks, and a little bit of difference in how the pockets are implemented. As I mentioned, the Uptown has a little bit more space, but overall they both hold a ton. They're very flexible, they're very comfortable, and most importantly they look like they're going to last for a very long time. So I would be very happy to recommend either one of them. If you're curious about either one of the bags, please drop me a comment below. I'll be glad to answer any questions about them. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and drop us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.